Hi everyone, it's Norma-Jean and we are going to make Norma-Jean's cauliflower patties. This is my own recipe. I made this up a few years ago and I hope you all enjoy them. They're awesome. So here we go. Main ingredient. You're going to start with a bag of frozen cauliflower. This is a 16-ounce bag. One head of fresh cauliflower would work just as well, but I prefer the frozen, easier to work with. This makes about 10 or 12 cauliflower patties depending on how big you make them. Now I've already boiled my cauliflower, so I'm going to put this away and I'm going to show you what else you need for it. So you need eggs. We're going to need fresh Romano cheese, fresh parsley, mozzarella cheese, and besides that I like to use a little bit of garlic powder, and we need flour. I'm going to put this here, and you need your staples: salt and pepper, fresh garlic. Now, I've gone ahead and I've boiled the cauliflower already. So you just use a saucepan, a few inches of water in the saucepan, empty the cauliflower into it, and boil it for about 4 or 5 minutes. Cauliflower cooks fast. Once it's cooked, nice and tender, enough so you can mash it, you drain it. Once it's drained, now what I do, it helps with the mess. No need to mess up another bowl. I use the same pan that I boiled it in, and with a very primitive tool. This is just a plain old ordinary potato masher. You just mash the cauliflower up and it'll appear a little crumbly. You don't want it to be like mush. You want some pieces of cauliflower in there. But this is basically what it will look like when you're done mashing it. Okay? Give it a couple more mashes. Alright. Keep in mind this cauliflower's been cooled a bit. Okay, so next we're going to add everything in. Let me do this first. I'm a little finicky about this. I'm going to wash my hands because I use my hands for a lot. Okay. So we're going to add some flour. Now I don't measure anything. I'm going to use my hands. Got about a handful of flour. I put that in. Actually, looks like I could use a little more than that. Okay, so a good handful of flour in there to start. Now we're going to put some Romano cheese. Use Pecorino Romano. You want the sharpness. And again, this is probably about a handful that I'm sprinkling in there. Okay. Salt and pepper. Now you don't have to go crazy with the salt because the cheese has enough salt in it. Black pepper, don't be shy. Black pepper gives it a little bite. A little sprinkle of garlic powder, not too much because don't forget we're going to put fresh garlic in there too. This I already went ahead and chopped. This is a couple of cloves of fresh garlic, nice handful of fresh parsley. I already did that. So I'm going to throw that in there. Now, we need an egg. One egg will do it. Okay. Let's get rid of the shell. And I'm going to move this over and I'm going to wash my hands again because I was handling the egg carton. And now I'm going to use my hands to mix this. So let's get the hands washed. Alright, we're going to roll the sleeves up. And here we go. Just with a spoon, you're going to take this and you're going to mix it all together. You don't want to see any yellow of the egg. You want to make sure that it's mixed good. Now it might appear that it's a little too soft to handle, but you'll see what I'm going to do. You definitely can handle it. So make sure everything's mixed good. Alright, now we're going to add a little handful of mozzarella cheese in there. This add in I just came up with last year. I never used to put mozzarella in, but it actually gives it another little consistency. So just again, a little handful of mozzarella cheese. So again, that's why you want to go a little easy on the salt, because the cheese makes it salty. Okay. Yep. All right, so this is what it looks like. All mixed together. All right. Now, one of my favorite staples in the kitchen is wax paper. I use it for everything. So I just spread out a piece of wax paper right here on the counter. Let's make the flour. I'm going to get some seasoned Italian breadcrumbs. Just put a little pile of the breadcrumbs here on the wax paper. Jewelry gets removed. We don't want any jewelry in the food. Okay. And here we go. So, just scoop out a little handful of it, like this. Form it into a ball. And then just press it into the breadcrumbs. Nice and easy. Just shape it and press it. It will be formed nice in your hands. Then you're just going to set it down on the wax paper. Again, depending on how big you make them, you can get about 10 out of this. If you make them smaller, you want little bite-sized ones, you'd probably get a good 14 out of it. But I'm making them a little bit bigger for time purposes, or else we'd be here all night. So again, just keep shaping it in your hand into the breadcrumbs so they're coated. Shape them, place them on the wax. Okay. My assistant here is going to get the oven heated, and maybe she can give you a little look at the pan there. I'm using a non-stick skillet. Where'd you get that, Norma-Jean? Non-stick skillet. Probably holds about 5 or 6 patties at a time. And next to the pan, I want you to take notice that little spatula that I have there. That's also become one of like the best tools in my kitchen. It's just the right size that it picks those patties up whole, doesn't let them fall apart while you're frying them. So I'm going to have my assistant, again, take some oil. And you're going to put it into the pan for me. Okay? A non-stick pan doesn't need to be preheated. I don't know if anybody knows that, but it really shouldn't be preheated. Only stainless steel pans need to be preheated. Go, and I'll tell you when. Keep going. You need to coat the whole thing. Don't be shy. Keep going. Keep going. And that looks good. Okay. Alright, and again, no need to preheat a non-stick pan. The only reason why you preheat a stainless steel is because it closes up the pores on the pan and the food won't stick. You don't have to do that with a non-stick pan because it's already non-stick. And that's just a little trick I learned, I think, from one of the professional cooks. And I think too, when you preheat a non-stick pan, it lets off some kind of a chemical. So you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to heat it with what you're going to use in it to cook your food. Okay, so we'll make this my last one. These are all shaped. Of course, I'm doing this fast, so we're not here all night. Okay. Give my hands a wash. So there's the patties. They're all shaped. As you can see, it didn't take that long. I made them big. You want to make them a little smaller than that. Again, bite-sized pieces. You can that. You're going to get a good few forkfuls out of them with this size. So, pan's on. And let's see how this is doing. All right, I'm going to turn this up a little higher. I'm going to add just a smidge more oil. And we'll fry a few just so you can see how I fry them. Again, this spatula is like the best little spatula in the world. It's good for taking brownies out of the pan and excellent for frying things that are a little delicate like this. But as you can see, the longer they're sitting here, the more firm they're getting, so they're not really that difficult to handle. Love the wax paper because when I'm done, this all just gets wrapped up and thrown away. Oh, unless of course you get it on the floor. Okay, so this oil looks good. When the oil starts to shimmer, you know it's hot. So let's see. Could be a little hotter than that. It's starting to bubble now. And 4. Again, people, this is my own made-up recipe. Didn't come from a book. Didn't come from a cook. It came from this little pantry on Sheridan Street. Okay. So, we're going to let these fry until they're golden brown on one side. And then we're going to flip them. Give it just a few seconds so you can see them golden brown, and then I think we're done. So your main ingredient again is the cauliflower, 16-ounce package, frozen. Flour, Romano cheese, mozzarella cheese, salt, pepper, fresh parsley, garlic, an egg. Almost ready. Cauliflower cooks quick, so really other than getting them hot inside and cooking the egg through, that's all you're doing with your brownie. A few more minutes. Love my little spatula. A big one would work, but it's just a little awkward. This came from Pampered Chef. This is a Pampered Chef spatula. Whoa, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to lower this down now a little bit. We don't want to cook them too quick. I kind of speeded it up so you could see it brown. Flip it easy. Look at those. Wow. These are delicious. They're good for you. The only thing that's not good for you in them is the fact that they're fried. But everything in moderation. And I'm going to put a piece of paper towel on this plate. Oh, I wish that you could smell what this pantry smells like right now. If you have an old Italian grandmother, that's probably, it smells like her kitchen right now. It smells so good. Put another one in so I'm not frying until 9 o'clock tonight. Now, if this goes well, and everybody likes this, and what I did, my next video is going to be of the zucchini, not fritters because I don't use the flowers, I use whole zucchini. My zucchini cakes. Think of it as a clam cake, but with zucchini. That's another recipe that I made up myself one day when I felt like having the fritters and didn't have the flowers, and said, well, what can I do with all the zucchini? Because being in Rhode Island, everybody knows that by the middle of August, everyone's garden is full of zucchini, because that's about the only thing that grows good around here. And when you don't have anything to do with it, the zucchini cakes. And there you go. There is your cauliflower patty. That is beautiful. Now we're going to give it a second, and I'm going to pull these out of here, and I'm going to cut one open for you so you can see what it looks like. You can see the cheese in it. Let me just flip that one. I don't want to burn it. Okay, let me get a fork. And the dish. Oh, look at this. Okay, there's the cauliflower patty. Look at that. You can see the cheese in it. That is beautiful. You will absolutely love it. I hope you enjoy Norma-Jean's cauliflower patties. Thank you.